Hi, welcome to the Ham and Hammy
Hello.
show.
We're back. We took a break, but we're back. Welcome to it's the Ham and Hammy Show. For information about all of our upcoming events, be sure to follow us on Instagram at, oh, I forgot to mute my Twitch. I scared myself. Excuse me. For information about all of our upcoming events, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Gotham Derby, Twitter at Gotham Derby, and by searching for us on Facebook. You can also find out about events on our website, www.gothamgirlsrollerderby.com. Gotham strives to create a safe space for our participants, community, and fans, and that extends to our virtual events. We have a zero tolerance policy for any harassment, discrimination, hate speech, bullying, or abuse. Be cool and keep the chat thoughtful. Now that all that is out of the way, let's go.
Hello. Sorry, you all just got to see my work chat for like a whole second because my life is happening today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that I do not have those things. I think if my boss emails me, it's me. So I'm trying to work for myself now. But yeah, I guess work day never ends when we're working from home, right?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's
to be fair, like this is the kind of stuff that I would have to skip derby. Like there are days when I would like be like I'm stuck working and I can't make practice. And like this
yeah,
is one of those days where like in a different world, I would have been like I can't go today because there's too many things. But what's good about this is that Tuesday is also therapy day. So I actually did take that hour between 6
good.
and 7 and I did my therapy and then logged right back in. But that wouldn't have been able to happen in a different world. I would have had to also skip therapy. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out why I wonder if I'm talking in cursive today.
Are your captions in cursive?
No, I just meant like my actual speech might be in cursive
Oh, okay.
slightly because I was
Yeah.
trying to read the captions and I was like, oh, they wonky.
See, I'm trying a new thing. I'm like today I'm just looking at the chat and not looking at the Twitch stream. So just to see if
Oh,
my eyeballs are more trained. So I have a tendency to want to look at myself. So
I mean, same to be fair.
I'm like I like it. It's fun. So aside from work, what's been going on with you?
Well, we got the co-op, but wow.
We got the pop.
I did not do my voice exercises before coming on the show. We've got the pop culture co-op, and that's been a whole thing that takes up some time. And I'm head of marketing now for Gotham, which has been, some time. But I added this
Mazel
cool
tov.
sign behind me. Very excited about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. You talked about that. I'm glad you did. It looks great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it's
It looks really
nice.
really good.
Um,
It's lovely.
I feel very surrounded by I feel like I look kind of like a Pinterest mom, like a Pinterest mom with like the
No, it
flowers
looks
and
really
the
good.
sign and
Have
like
you are
live
you familiar
laugh
with the
love.
Okay, if you do live laugh love, I'm going to have an intervention. I'm coming over to help you. But have you seen the Twitter account Room Rater?
No.
It's fantastic and they rate people's Zoom setups, give them a number out of 10. Oh,
It
it is
is mirrored.
mirrored.
I asked you if it was mirrored.
No, I thought it wasn't. I thought it was flipped.
No.
No,
I can't fix
I totally
that.
thought it flipped it for us. Yeah.
I guess I can't put it in the chat. It says community is my love language. Maybe I'll leave it just for chits and gigs,
Leave
just to
it
confuse
for all the
everyone.
encryptionist specialist.
I think it's fine unless you know why? Because we're on the Zoom and then you're looking at me through the Zoom, but then the Zoom is then put
Right.
through the boo, 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 boo. So you're getting it like the third community is my love language is what it says.
Oh, it's so funny.
I feel weirdly vindicated because I was like, I bet you this is backwards.
No, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, so on Room Rater, they rate people's rooms. They tweet about it. They do not comment on people's the way people look or their outfits, but they will comment, on the lighting. You can get a violation for having exposed cords, things like that. And then I think if you get a 10 out of 10, they send you a coffee mug,
Oh,
the official Room Rater coffee mug. So it's a very I just started using Twitter a lot, and it's one of my
wait.
favorite accounts.
Do I follow you on Twitter? I think I do, actually.
Probably not. I think I have like 3 followers.
Okay, well, tell me
I've
your
had
Twitter because I'm a tweeter.
okay. Like I think I've maybe sent 17 tweets.
But look at this cute mug. Is this cute mug also flipped? Probably. It says you're
Probably.
doing great on it.
You're doing great, hon. You're doing great.
Thanks, Target.
Oh, Target. I So when I lived overseas, I used to go to Target and I would be gone for like 3 or 4 hours and my mom would be like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm just walking up and down every single aisle. I just like to look at the stuff.
One of my like
Um,
early New York memories was like at a Target. But it was
mhm.
like one of my early like upsetting like I was homesick. I'd been here for 3 months and I went and I had finally got a sublet and I was instead of couches and I was like I'm going to get a pillow and some sheets and like house stuff now that I live in New York. And then it was before green taxis. So there was no like Brooklyn taxis. And
Right.
I realized I couldn't get home with all these
Oh.
things because I couldn't. And I ended up like, I was homesick, and Target is like homesick. And then I ended up sitting on the side of the street in front of the Barclay Center where the Target is, crying with a big bag of like pillows and sheets because I was so
Aw.
homesick. And I kept trying to get into cabs. And like, where you going? And I was like, Clinton Hill, like not that far away from me. Like, we're almost there. And they're like, no. And then they would drive away with their yellow taxi.
I think that I think everyone has those homesick moments. Um,
Like, Uber
my
wasn't a thing yet
mom,
either.
what's that?
Uber also wasn't a thing yet.
So you just were stuck outside the Target with all your stuff.
Yes.
I
And
mean,
I,
that kind of it reminds me of the story my mom tells me about when we moved and she had gone ahead of us and was like setting up the house and she saw Cheers for the first time. And when the theme song came on, she wept. She's like, I just sat down and cried. I think she was, yeah, she just turned 30. And she was just like, where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. Oh, yeah. That was her homesick moment. And she just sat down and cried. So,
oh, I can feel that. Oh, they need to know how I got home from Target. So I did end up schlepping. Thank you, Chad. I did end up schlepping down the subway steps and took the subway home.
wow.
But it was like raining. Like, this is like a story.
Oh,
Like, I was like Sad Hulk. It was like raining.
no.
And I was like carrying these big bag, like, because if you go to a Target here, they have these like giant bags that are like
Do
people
they?
sized. Yeah, they've got like huge bags to put like pillows and stuff in because like I don't have a car.
Right.
So I ended up schlepping like step by step, slowly down the rain, the steps of the subway, waiting on the platform, being like that weirdo on the subway with like way too much shit. I mean,
At
I'll
least you
never,
didn't have a couch. I mean, I've
yeah,
seen people
or
with
like a
couches
whole palm tree, which is definitely a
or
thing I've seen.
motorcycles. I've seen people get on with motorcycles. I'm like, for why
I
though?
mean, but how else do you get it somewhere that's not on top of it?
I guess.
That sounded sexy, actually.
I know, right? I mean, so I don't know. I feel like the New York Targets are so tiny. They're so cute. They're
Well, but
so
this is the
little.
Barclays one isn't that tiny. It's
Is it
still two
big? Okay.
stories. Yeah, it's still, but it's
Oh,
always
okay.
empty. I love
Really?
that this is a roller derby show and we are talking about Target. But like I
These
feel
things
like
are very important.
Target is where I got all of my duct tape. When I
And you
used to get
need
my
a lot of
mustache
duct tape.
duct tape for my knee pads and the tips of my skates.
Hmm. You got to have fancy duct tape.
I
It's an
was
essential.
so excited about when I found that
Absolutely.
mustache because I loved my I feel like you can tell my age based on how much I love mustaches because like they were
Yeah.
really popular when I was in high school and like that
Hmm.
was like the age where everybody was getting the like mustache tattoos on their finger and I wanted one
Yes.
so bad and am I glad I didn't get one? Why yes I am.
I'm so glad you didn't get one. That was I was teaching 7th grade at the time when mustaches were very popular, and my kids loved them, and I felt so old. I felt so old.
When I was an RA, a resident advisor in the dorms, my floor theme, because one of the cool parts about being, I know it surprises zero people that I was an RA, by the way. Everyone's always like, ah, yeah, that tracks. But my floor theme, because you got to decorate the whole floor of your dorm that you were in charge of, was mustaches.
Oh, really?
I
Oh,
won an
wow.
award for being creative because everyone else
Very
was
nice.
like, it was like 90s Nickelodeon and like, although I will say that the first floor that year was Vietnam themed. But it was a film, like I worked and lived in a film school dorm. Like all
Okay.
of the students were part of the film school, so we would like make movies together at night, and there was like an editing bay in the dorm room, like in the
So
that
what
we all
side
shared.
of like what aspect of Vietnam, like the
I
amazing
think it was like
landscapes, like the
I think in his head he was thinking like Vietnam cinema, but he didn't clarify
hmm
that, and it was just really
hmm
problematic and weird.
Yeah, that could be a
And so we
little
were like, why
odd.
did no one tell you no?
I
Like,
guess they were afraid.
I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
hey, I don't like this. Have to walk through what looks like a war film every time I go to my
yeah, that's what I'm
dorm.
thinking. Like, are you romanticizing that act
Especially
of
since like
aggression?
most Vietnam War films like are anti-war if they're done right. It's very
Yeah, that
confusing.
is.
Listen, he's a friend of mine still. Like we live and we learn.
It's a
But it
choice.
was
It's a
a
choice.
mine was so that was the year where you went through the Vietnam floor to get to the mustache floor.
It must have been fun drunk. I mean, I think
It
on a,
it was. I mean, I never drank when I was an RA in college.
of course not. No.
And
Um,
this isn't even booze. This is literally just straight up tea.
well, I'm drinking kombucha, which was one of the
Ooh.
topics on my topic list.
Oh, you have a
So
topic list. You're more
I
prepared than I am.
do. So this is the GT's winter edition, and it's blood orange, hibiscus, and rose, and it's delicious. Delicious. So delicious, in fact, that my derby wife and I went to multiple stores to buy them out of it. And I was
Wow.
like, wow, who are we? We are buying stores out of kombucha.
But I bet your poops are great.
hmm My gut health, 10 out of 10. Everything's moving great, but it's
Just
so good. There's like the fall winter, like the fall seasonal edition has like carrots and stuff like that. And like that one's garbage. But this one, oh,
don't use the
salad
Kavita
dressing.
blueberry
That's not
basil.
good. I will
Ooh.
not. I did try this Brooklyn made kombucha, and the story on the back was so revolting that I just stopped enjoying it. I was like, "Ooh, chrysanthemum and pear. This is going to be delicious."
That does sound
And then
delicious.
on the back, there's this story about how they were roommates. It's like the first thing she ever said to me was, "Do you make kombucha?" And then it talks about how they fell in love first with kombucha and then with each other. The first sentence of it was actually, "I was on my way to Somalia to, or I was on my way somewhere during the Ebola epidemic and I needed a roommate." And then they fell in love over kombucha. And I was so angry at this story. I was like, this does not taste good anymore.
This is such a you thing to be mad about, though. Like, I
I'm
agree, this
so mad
story
about
sounds
it.
awful, and I hate every
It
sentence
was
of it.
so
But
twee.
the fact that you were like, no. Did you just say it was twee?
It was so twee.
Yeah, no,
Over
no. I
kombucha.
mean, we're also talking about, like, you know what else was twee? Mustache tattoos, which I still think are cool. I'm sure there are plenty of people who still have them. But this was one of those things that my mom was absolutely correct about. That is like a recipe blog per the
And I
chat.
always kick myself over reading those long articles. Like I start reading and then I'm like, why am I reading this? And
Just
then
skip
I finally
ahead.
scroll down. Yeah,
I don't think
speaking
I've
of must,
ever read it.
I always get sucked in and I'm like, why are you doing this to
Why are
yourself?
we reading this?
I'm the kind of, I'll read anything. Like I read everything. And so I get like halfway through and I'm like, why? And then I finish because I'm like, well, you already started. Or I'll either scroll down to the recipe, start making the recipe, and then go back up and read it. I'm one of those people. So,
Yeah, I don't use recipes all that often, to be fair. Like, I'm very much a fake it till you make it cook, unless I'm baking,
okay.
which I don't do often. But, like, I'm not a big baker. I do make waffles.
I love
That's my
waffles.
New Year's Day thing. I make waffles and mimosas on New Year's Day because New Year's Eve is when they all like go out and have a night. Like I could give two shits about getting drunk on New Year's Eve. I want
I mean,
to wake up on New Year's Day, the first day of the new year, and have like waffles and mimosas and some fruit and some friends and just like, well, the first day of 2019, I did that and we watched Kevin Kline movies. And that was when we started 20 Kline Teen. As my friend Tiana penned it, it was not mine. That's not mine. But 20 Klein Teen started and we watched Pirates of Penzance,
20 Klein Teen. I like that.
Fish Called Wanda. Just like went through some Kevin Kline movies. I should change
And
my
waffles.
derby name to like a Kevin Kline derby name.
I'm behind that. Well, I have to change mine too, so we have matching derby names though.
Oh yeah, I guess we can never change.
It can never change. Never.
So you had another. I will call out that you had another thing for us to talk about today on your list. Since this was about
I?
something with the winter, and we were calling it fake winter, fool's summer,
Yes.
fool's spring.
That's right.
What was it? What's the thing called?
I just call it fake spring. I know
Fake
that there's
spring.
like tons of different names for it, but I don't know. Every year, I think just because I'm a Debbie Downer, as soon as it starts getting warm, I'm like, you just wait. We're gonna have a blizzard. It's gonna be like the blizzard of 1863.
It's too nice.
It's like it's too nice. Like everyone's gonna put their boots away, and the next thing you know, we're gonna have 3 feet of snow. And so I really, I don't know. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it.
I didn't trust it, and I was right because today was freezing, and I am like,
very
if you
chilly.
saw the bottom half of me, I am in sweats and giant socks, and I was wearing a huge sweater all day that I took off for this, and now I just like have a little cute little short sleeve number.
I've got thermals under my sweatpants.
Like why?
So-
And yesterday it was like 50.
Yeah, it was absolutely lovely.
At least the snow melted, but you know what happens when the snow melts?
It snows again.
Street poop.
Also that.
You're welcome to everybody for this episode of Ham and Hammy, in
I
which we
know.
just chat about what like basically this is just what happens when Ham and I hang out and we're just taping it.
Yeah, like we're going back to our roots.
This
you
is
know?
it.
Like
This
I
is the
think
two of us.
this is our 24th show.
Holy
so I
shit.
think 24. Yeah. So when we hit 50, we got to have a big party.
I love that when we started, we were friendly, but we weren't like good friends. And now like you're probably one of my closest friends.
It's awesome. I am telling you, messing around on Zoom and also like, all the text back and forth about casting and all that stuff. It's been delightful.
Yeah,
so
I
I
talk to you,
really,
like,
really enjoy
More
it.
than I talk to most people. You and Ashley, who I
Yeah.
also have a show with, are the two people I
Same.
talk to Thrasher the most. And it's fantastic.
Yeah. So if anyone's looking for ways to bond with a friend, you should start a show or a podcast or something. And then you'll always be talking about something together. Always.
Yeah.
My husband and I were going to start a podcast. And then I stumbled across the very idea that we were going to do. Someone had done a video series of the very same thing. And so we scrapped that. But the good news is I got his Blue Yeti microphone. So
Yeah, this was a very nice birthday present that my dear friend sent me because he said, I know
very
you,
nice.
and you're going to get the cheapest version of an audio mic that will plug into your computer. And if you're going to be, and I quote, a mogul,
yes.
a streaming mogul, as he likes to say it, I might as well have at least one decent item. So,
Yeah.
And he's right. I definitely had like the cheapest mic I could find in my cart.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I think it's funny that he told you if you're going to be a mogul because the other day my mom called me and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, just moguling." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Moguling."
Mogling. We're just,
That's right. It's a verb now. So yeah, I'm making moves.
Yeah, you
It's a lot of
have
fun.
some of the best baked goods I've ever had. You gave me some of those
so
caramels
much.
that time, and I still think about it.
So we actually, my business partner and I, Snark, we got our license, so we can actually sell things now. So yeah, so we're doing the whole. I spend a lot of time with Snark, a lot of time, so much, and so that my husband, he's like the brother husband. He doesn't even like object. He's like, yeah, I'm the brother husband. That's
I love that though.
That's who I am.
There's that whole conversation that people have too about like derby widows, which I think is stupid, by the way. I will be the first one to say that. Like if your partner isn't in derby and doesn't support the time that derby is, then like I think there needs to be bigger conversations. or you join them or you don't like whatever. I mean, I think I get not wanting to deal with it, but like my ex would have been considered like a derby widow. Like he just like wasn't into it, but like I was. And
Oh yeah, mine has he has a derby name, Ham's Jam. That was on his RollerCon badge,
I love
and
that.
he has agreed to, like, my first bag. He's like gonna wear a shirt with my face on it because of
Yes.
course, and he will do the same for Snark.
As
When
they
Snark
should.
has about, he's gonna, because we're a package. We're a
I
package
love
deal.
it. And that's what
So
it should be. My parents came to my first, like, not my first Gotham game. So I'm telling the story terribly. When I got recruited, when I got drafted onto Mayhem, like for an official season, because I had been a guest skater on Mayhem for a while before I got like officially drafted. And like a few games into that season, my parents flew up to see me play because they hadn't seen me play in a long time. And I obviously had improved a lot. And they got shirts made. Because they have their derby names, as you see in the chat. Papa Hammy Way is my dad, and El Ray, but my dad calls her Mama Hammy Ray. And they had like little shirts made and like had a sign.
that is
When I
amazing.
first
Was
started
this at the
derby,
Coney Island game?
no, it was at John Jay. They didn't
Okay,
come. I have friends who come, but it was like really cute. And
that's amazing.
my coworkers always have like weird. They made like daily like cat ears, but with my face as the ears. Yeah, it
Yes.
was really, they definitely abused the work printers, but it was nice that they came and supported, and they're so funny.
Why do people go to work if not for printer abuse?
Honestly, I wonder how I'm struggling now for things that I would have used a printer on before that I'm like, oh, how do I print this?
Oh, absolutely.
I got
Yeah,
rid
when
of
I had
my
to like
printer.
actually buy my own printer, it was pretty devastating for me.
I haven't bought one yet because like I can kind of walk to like a print shop,
Right.
but like,
I broke down and did it because I am working on a book. So and I just can't edit off of a screen. I have to print things out. So Hebrew Ham Lincoln came
so
out of
I
me.
had a shirt made. There's a story in that when I first started derby, the like league I was at, which was San Fernando Valley in California, like you could just buy a shirt and you could get whatever you wanted on the back. And so I bought my parents shirts because it was so exciting. And I had one that said Hebrew Ham Lincoln came out of me, and I gave it to my mother.
That's right. That's legendary.
I don't know if she ever
Legend.
wears it, which is a bummer. It's kind of like it's in line with I have like vibrator earrings that I don't wear anymore because I feel weird wearing it in public. But like my friend got
Please
me
wear
them for a birthday, and I'm like, oh, they're kind of great, but like I can't wear like where do you wear like fake vibrator earrings that like very
in
obviously.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
In Brooklyn.
I'm always really shy
Absolutely.
about it. I talk a big game.
You know,
PG-13 show. This is the PG-13 show.
this is also supposed to be the show about roller derby. But speaking of roller derby, would you like to talk about the 5-pound box of dates that my husband bought me?
Speaking of roller derby,
Yeah. So my husband bought me a 5-pound box of dates, and
that is love.
they're delicious, and it's nature's candy, all that good stuff. But then we were talking, and it turns out that he thought that dates were the same thing as figs, and he's like, these are, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, I gotta tell Hammy. But he was like, these are the ones you like, right? And I was like, yes, I like them, but I also am in love with figs. He's like, oh, I thought they were the same. But it's neither here nor there. I've got this box of dates. I think that I will be eating them for the next couple of years.
You know what's
They're
good with a
so
date?
good. What's that?
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese. Yeah, not figs. He bought me dates, Papa Hammyway. Dates.
Dates.
I mean, I still have a good supply of figs. Like, no one worry about me. But but yeah, I just thought that was really, it was really heartwarming and sweet, but also like, these are not the same fruit, but I love them anyway, and I love you.
It's really sweet.
It's so beautiful.
See, that's like the derby support.
It
Yeah.
is, and he supports me in that. He lets me. We'll sit in the living room while I'm skating around. Doesn't bat an eye. Doesn't bat an eye. It's just like, oh, you should move that so you get a little more room. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, in pop culture derby news, they had there's a little roller derby storyline on the Lone Star 911 or
Really?
911 Lone Star. It's bank
911 Lone
track,
Star.
but
Okay.
there's a few episodes with it. I'm not in love with the storyline per se with the roller derby, but it's cool that they have it. It's definitely a bank
I
track roller. Like it's definitely like the bank track culture over like, Derby by day. Or like
right.
lawyer by day at Derby by night. But they did a very good like community thing where they were like, we're a community, we support each other.
Did you see that the hometown sports series, and they did the one about bank track roller derby
I
in
didn't see it, but
Texas?
I heard all about it because again, there's like a very different culture around bank track, and
Yeah.
it was like a really big conversation because everyone's like, "This isn't real," and I was like, "Well, it might be for a bank track derby, but like that's a different,
Yeah.
like a
I mean,
different
all I
culture."
could think when I was watching was like, I am too soft for bank track. I am soft, soft, soft.
Whenever I watch the bank track stuff, I'm like, I should do bank track. Like we have the
I,
fully opposite reaction where I'm like, that looks
yeah.
fun. Let's fall over a rail. Whew! Well, the command strips lied, everybody.
No. Well, see, okay, so this is an opportunity
It
to
was.
switch them around.
I
So you
can't. They're
can,
like the pegs. They
oh,
literally cannot be fixed.
oh man, that was amazing.
That was a moment of our
It was,
lives. My heart is
um,
racing.
oh my gosh, yeah, I think I would have, yeah, I startle very
Oh
easily,
my
so I think
god.
that would have destroyed me.
Listen,
Like,
those were like real command strips too. Like those are like not off brand. Like and
no.
they were made for they're supposed to hold 20 pounds. Can I tell you that
Oh
that is like
wow.
2 pounds?
Oh
I even
no.
did it right. Like that's been up for a few hours.
And it just,
I guess we're gonna put some nails in walls, but
you're
not
gonna
that
do
wall.
it.
I'll put it somewhere where I can look at it.
Yeah, do that.
It'll
I like it.
remind me that community is my love language and it won't be backwards on streams.
That's right.
I
It's
have
for
other
you.
art that I will attempt to put up there and I will not stick it up there, apparently.
You're not going to use those command strips
We should
again.
sue. Let's see if it's broken.
Oh
Oh,
no.
nope, it's not. Except for look at the letters.
Oh, I that's even better. I
Where'd the
love the
eye
tilted
go?
V. That is stylish.
Oh, it kind of broke. There we go.
Oh no.
It's okay. We can fix it.
Is it
We can
fixable?
make it
Okay,
stronger,
where's your
better than
cat in all of
before.
this? I
There.
know. So much for 3M as a sponsor.
Yeah. I was so excited. I get what I deserve. Let's see me.
No, but it looked so good though.
I
Like I
know. What
love
the
the setup.
fuck? Oh, I took one of the F words.
One of the F words.
I
It's
think
all
I
good.
deserved
It's
it
all
after
good.
the thing fell off my wall in the middle of
I think so. Where's your cat? Because I think that my
Oh, she's
dog would
on the
have.
bed and she jumped about 14 feet and then just kind of went, okay. She was like,
Par for the
ah!
course.
And then,
It's over.
yeah, she like had her
Over.
moment. I took Gonzo down after I don't know. That felt
The
like
Muppet
20.
Show.
I'm so distracted by that. Thanks, everybody. I can't. What a day.
What a day. You've had quite a day.
I did. I did have a long day. So much for them as a sponsor. It's true. Or they could send me
Yes.
better strips and I can put things on my. Here I'm trying to be like a good tenant who doesn't like drill into the wall.
I feel like if a landlord was really serious about making sure that people didn't nail things into the wall, I think a picture rail at the top of the wall would be perfect. Now, of course, using picture rails and like fishing line is very, it's challenging, but if it's there, then, people can use it. You know what I'm talking about? So you have
No.
like the rail all along so like where the
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
ceiling meets the wall, and you just have the rail there, and then you can hang up your pictures with fishing line or like our gallery wire.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, and so it's like there's an option there.
I need
I
some
think that would
roller
be
derby
pretty
art.
cool. Do you know any good? I know Mixed Hues. Sam does really, really cool art. Do you know any roller derby artists?
No. I mean, I know a lot of artists who play roller derby, but that make like roller derby specific art. Like, I'd love to have some like roller skates on my wall to remind me of
If
what I do for like why I'm doing all of this, aside from the fact that I get to talk to my friend every week. But like, it'd be
yeah,
nice to stare at a skate
if every
thing.
if anyone knows of any roller derby artists, if you could drop their names in the chat so we can look for their work, that would
My
be really
hands are
cool.
too low, so you couldn't see me finger gun it.
Pew pew pew.
I forget like
Um,
my this camera for some reason is like much closer than like a different. So like for some reason Zoom is like zoomed in more than like other.
that's right on you.
So
Is
I
it
have
your camera, your laptop camera, or a separate camera?
no, I have a separate camera with like a little ring light
Okay,
attachment on it.
nice.
Eventually, I have another ring light too that I could like really do it, but they give me headaches. So
Yeah,
like I figure this is good enough and you can see me and I'm not like in the
yeah.
dark. But like the ring staring at the ring lights gives me a bit of a.
It's not fun.
Also, I have glasses, so I look ridiculous like a cartoon person with like little round eyes because I get the
Yeah,
like the light reflection. I mean, I guess I could do
yeah.
the shows without the glasses, but then I don't look like a cartoon, which
I
I
have
guess I
like
actually
two
want to
box
look like a cartoon.
lights.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I like
looking into
I'm
box
liking the
lights.
box lights.
Yeah, you like the box lights? You look great.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, as a dark skinned child, I like way too many pictures were ruined for me. You know, like if you have like a group of kids, like you can't light for every kid, and sometimes like you just the lighting wasn't for me. So now I'm like, you
You're
know,
like, I will make
so
this lighting for me, whether you.
exactly, I will make the light for myself. I will make it. Yeah. So, what if any roller derby things have you been doing recently? Aside from like committee work, which is very important. And you should all know in the coming weeks, we'll be doing a series on committees and roller derby because they're super important.
And we'll have somebody from each committee come and talk about their committee and what they're doing. And
Hopefully, lots of people. I'm going to have as many people as possible.
it's going to be rad. And you're going to get to see lots of your teammates and league mates and people like Gotham who do tons of work behind the scenes, which somehow we are still running during all of this. I have not done diddly squat for roller derby in a while. That's not committee
Mm-hmm.
work or the show.
Yeah.
I I miss it. I haven't like laced up my skates in a while, and I can definitely feel. I kind of want to get a pedicure or do the baby feet thing. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
there's that baby feet peel that like takes all the calluses off your feet, and I've
Yeah.
never gotten one because like you like buy it off of the store or whatever, and it's like really gross. And it's like a week long thing where you can like all the skin just comes off. And I've always wanted to try it, but like I need my calluses to skate.
Yeah. Well,
So
I think we got time to build them up again.
well,
I mean,
we're gonna have to build them up again, right?
yeah, absolutely. So I was with Snark the other day, and we were in the kitchen, and for some reason we were in derby stance and blocking each other. And after about 10 seconds, my thighs rebelled. And so at that point, we decided we needed to go on a 30-day squat challenge together because we were like, we're gonna be able to need to squat like after this. So yeah, we did that 30-day squat challenge, and I've been doing league land drills, which been pretty cool.
I need to start doing those because they put a lot of work into making sure the league has access to things during all of this. I would say I'm pretty impressed by the sheer quantity of resources being put out during a hard time.
Yeah, it's really hard to pivot to a virtual league.
Yeah,
If
there's
that's what we had signed up for, then that would, there'd be some expectations that come with it because we're so used to being, together. It has been difficult, but I love the training resources. What I love about the league land drills is that they are gentle and they are easing me back into physical activity. So
that's good to know. I've been too
yeah,
nervous
the
because I
workout
feel
is like today.
it's felt like it's been so long that I'm like, am I gonna go and feel like I am bad?
No, it's very gentle and affirming and I like it. So yeah, and like the live land drills are fantastic. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. And
There's
I like
Zumba,
having that date.
there's jam skating, there's Zumba, there's bike
There's yoga.
rides, there's yoga. I'm very impressed. Apparently,
That's
there's an Etsy
fantastic.
shop called Derby Prints where you can get some custom prints made. So that might be a thing that I do. I don't need to look at
Sweet.
me doing derby though. Well, actually, that might be cool.
I do want to look at me doing derby. I'm like, one of my things is like, I don't have a lot of pictures of me playing roller derby. Cause I actually haven't gotten to
Play a
actually
lot.
play that much.
Yeah.
So
I I I have a lot of pictures playing. Ooh, hi, wow, welcome to the chat that just popped on my screen. Welcome to the Inside Lands. I obviously have been playing like 10 years, so there's a lot of pictures of me playing Derby, but I very rarely look cool when I'm playing Derby. Like when
that's
I'm
what
playing
you
Kirby.
think.
No,
You
like I
probably
think
look
I'm
way
cool.
cooler
Like
than you
there are
think.
some pictures of me playing Derby or like it's nobody's fault. Like I'm a blocker and I have like a very specific thinking face, like a concentration face that's like,
Hmm.
and I don't wear my glasses when I skate. So I'm also like,
You look so cute. I
I
just
look
want
like
to
I'm
grab your
pooping.
face.
I look
I want
like
to grab your face.
I look like I'm pooping in half my pictures.
No.
And like there's cool action shots, but I'm always like falling. There's a lot of photos of me falling.
You know what? But there's going to be a point in your life when you look at pictures of yourself falling and you think, I wish I could still fall like that because I definitely feel that way.
See, and like I don't
When I see
mind
people
it.
fall,
Like I don't mind it, but it's not like I look cool.
I, I want to see some pictures. I want to see these receipts. I want to see. I'm really curious. We had someone saying that they look confused. I have a lot of pictures of me looking confused, and I genuinely am. I don't know. Like either I don't know what's happening, or I have one where I look confused and angry all together. It's pretty fantastic.
Does do you ever not feel confused? My brain just died. Sorry. Is there that moment when you're skating where you ever don't feel confused though?
No, it's like the whole time, like the entire time I'm playing, I'm like, what is happening? And then as soon as it's over, I'm like, what just happened?
I used to feel like I knew what was going on, and then I made Mayhem, and then I started skating on that, and then I was always like, what do I do?
Right. And so I sometimes feel like there are these like magical moments where I'm like, I am doing derby. I am doing the thing that my coach told me to do. And then it's like fleeting seconds and then everything goes a little hectic again. But yeah, I guess it's a fun feeling. That moment of clarity where it's like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
It makes it all worth it.
Yeah,
It's like that
absolutely.
that offensive maneuver when like you finally use it for real in a game.
Hmm.
It's hard to practice offense when you're like an internal league, right? Because everyone knows what's coming because you've just practiced this offensive maneuver. So like I know what they're
Right.
going to do. It's like impossible not to fight back against it.
Yeah,
But like
and
when
I'm
then
a
you
I'm
go
a
to
flincher as well, so it's
you're
like
like
I
they're going to
know
hit
you're
me. I
supposed to.
know
I'm
they're
like,
coming. But
they
then you
got my
go
face crunched
out.
up.
Yeah, and then you go out against another team that you have not practiced this with and do not know what you're going to do. And it works like
Yeah,
beautiful, pretty, and the jammer just gets right by, and you're like, yes.
yeah. I mean,
That's a
I
feeling.
think those are the moments that we are doing all of this for, so we can have those moments again. I will say, like in the past couple of weeks, things have been a little. I've been a little melancholic, I would say, because last Friday was a year since I had my shoulder surgery,
Oof.
and I'm still in a little bit of pain. And there's a little like some of my physical therapy was like held off because of COVID. So I wasn't able to go into like the first couple of weeks, I wasn't supposed to move it on my own. I was supposed to have a physical therapist do it, and I had to do it myself. So
Ooh.
I would like be at home. I would talk to myself and be like, it's okay, Ham, you can do it. You can do it. Like it was so sad and pathetic. But yeah, me like talking myself through get like moving my shoulder again. So since I injured myself, there has not been a day that I have not been in pain. And so having it been a year since the surgery, and it's like it's better in some ways, but also like it still hurts. Being afraid and hoping that I can hold my body together long enough to play derby again. It's been tough, but I think that I mean, like we've said over and over again, staying engaged with community, doing things like land drills, doing committee work has helped.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, in a weird way, I have the opposite where this is the first time my knee doesn't hurt. The
Amazing.
price tag is on the bottom of my cup, and my mother just
Is it?
texted me about it. That's how you know this is live.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
That's a favorite moment. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the longest my knee it has gone unnoticed since I hurt it. I had my surgery 5 years ago or so, and yeah, this is it. This is the longest that I've gone where I like forgot that my knee had a surgery because it always hurts.
Right.
But I think it's worth it for it to hurt. Like,
yeah, I'm
one of those people who like I don't believe in no pain, no gain, and I don't think that we should push our bodies to a place where like if that's happening, then we need to readjust what we're doing. Like that's not the kind of training I believe in, and I know Gotham is not of that sentiment either. However, especially because
Right.
I have a pain disorder, like I have fibromyalgia, like I'm in pain all the time, it did feel nice to earn the pain.
right.
Because the rest of me still hurts all the time. And I'm like, ugh, at least when I like did something to earn why I like feeling like I got hit by a truck. Now it just feels like I got hit by a truck. Oh, what did you do to
Because
feel
I
bad?
did.
I slept in my bed. And then I woke
Right.
up.
Yeah, as opposed to, well, I broke up a 3 wall by
Yeah.
myself. That's what I did.
But you know, the thing that's it's going to come back. And like, that's the thing that's great. Like, and it'll come back different. And I think stronger because I know many leagues are taking this time to reevaluate who we are and what we stand for and what this sport means to us. And, you know, and for some people, this is their call to take the knee and be done. And I think that's super fair as well. Sometimes you need the universe to make that decision for you.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been really cool to see all the things that people have been doing while we've been out. I know that I've seen some amazing crafting that has been done. And I'm super jealous of all the people who are brave enough to go to the skate park.
I did it. I did do that.
did
I got
you?
talked into it.
I went one time. That was enough.
I had many people cheering for me to go down the smallest hill.
Yeah. And it's a good feeling.
I was like, I don't like heights. I don't like to go fast.
Yeah, nor do I.
I kind of want to go skiing, but like fully aware that I don't like to go fast and don't like heights. Like skiing probably isn't for me.
I mean, it could be though.
I was 15 the last time I went skiing, and I feel like, or snowboarding or anything. Like I could be
Now
cool.
is the time.
Yeah, like let's get me. You know what I want to do more than I want to go skiing or snowboarding? I want to wear one of the like snow pants.
You want the pants.
I want the pants, like the overalls, the big, comfy overall pants.
You're into the ski aesthetic.
I'm into the ski. Like I want to look like the bad guy in an 80s movie. Just give me a ski pant and
like
some
Jeff
hot
or
chocolate.
Chad.
Yeah, like I want to, like Hot Tub Time Machine. Just
Or
like
you're gonna go back and be in John Cusack when Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead. Oh, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Actually,
That's what you're going for.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
what I'm
dig
going
that. I dig
for.
that.
Better Off Dead. Like, I want like the good night, like that, like zip up jacket over like the ski pants that like doesn't match but is like neon purple or blue. I know I owned this as a child, by the way. Like I'm literally naming an outfit
Very
I
specific.
had. I had like
I mean, this kind of like
that like pink jacket, the windbreaker.
you talking about this kind of makes me think like I was watching something and those tracksuits that everyone wore in the 90s.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
I really want one. Like I've got to track one
Can we
down.
get matching tracksuits and then get the word ham on the back?
Oh my gosh.
Who will sponsor us?
I know,
Members
please
only.
give me-
Can you sponsor us, please?
And the tracksuit has to be the ones that makes the swishing noises when you walk.
Oh yeah, no, it has to be the most annoying version of a tracksuit.
Oh, yeah.
Also, those could be good
absolutely.
derby uniforms, I feel like anything that's super noisy, excellent on the track.
Philly tuxedo.
A Philly tuxedo.
That's right. I want formal wear.
Oh, that sounds
I
amazing.
want some Philly formal. I so my best friend is 10 years older than me,
Adidas.
and I have a an Adidas tracksuit from the 80s. She gave it to me, and I love it. God bless you, Marilyn. Thank you so much for giving it to me.
That's
I need to
amazing.
start wearing that more. I
Yeah, I
really do.
mean, I feel like matching sets are making like their way back in.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
I
have a
also
friend.
could like get behind like a Juicy Couture tracksuit now, which like I hated when they were out, but
Yes.
now I think would be quite fun to wear in public.
As long as I can have one without anything on the butt. I don't want anything on my butt.
I
I
mean,
can't. And you're like, but is it really? Is it a real juicy tracksuit if there's nothing on the butt?
is literally what my brain was doing.
Yeah, like is it? Does it count? Yeah, I mean, I had a friend who dressed her entire family. We lived overseas, and when they went on trips together, everyone in the family wore a red Adidas tracksuit.
Yes,
So it was her and her husband and their three daughters just running behind them in little red Adidas jackets, and it was the best thing ever.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
My friend is an adult, went on with his ex-girlfriend and her family. This was like last year, and they obviously since then broke up. But at the time, they went to Italy together, and they all wore matching red Adidas tracksuits. And he
Yes.
showed me the picture, and I was like, "It's a weird when you match, like, fine, but like this is your girlfriend's family that you're matching. Like sure. I love this guy, the best."
Oh, so I kept bothering my husband. I was like, "We're not a real couple unless we have matching sneakers."
Yes, that's how you
And
know is the matching sneakers.
he bought us matching sneakers, and I was like, "Okay,
Oh,
it's official."
I love him. I've never met him, but I love him. He buys you
He's
5 pounds of the wrong fruit.
yes, and matching sneakers. He is the cutest. He is the cutest.
He's so supportive.
He really is, even when it's very bizarre things. Like he's like, if that's what you like, okay.
I would much rather it be bizarre, I think.
Yeah, it's
Ooh. Arden used to have their
ooh.
mom's hazard orange ski jacket from the 70s. See,
Yes.
that makes sense to find like to wear a jacket that's easy to find while skiing cuz like you never know about those avalanches. Are
That was the
avalanche
first place my mind went. I was either wandering away or an avalanche.
is like an avalanche as rare as like quicksand? Like it's a thing you think you have to worry about a lot more than you actually have to worry about it, or do I just not think about it because I don't ski?
I, let's see, that's why I don't ski. I don't want to think about it.
My
But you know, if
candle
it
just made
happened,
a really
if it could
weird
happen,
noise.
did it? Is it speaking to you? Is there a spirit in your
I'm gonna
candle?
unblow. I'm like afraid it's gonna like blow up because like that seems to be my luck today.
You should blow it out.
There you
Okay, I'm
go.
glad the concern is other people wearing the same coat. I think that's pretty smart. The orange.
Oh, see, I'm a big fan of like a matching shirt for like a an event, like a neon shirt that's like Josh's 35th birthday party. Like I could get behind that. Like I like a good matching airbrush art. Actually, all of roller derby merch from here on out should be airbrush art.
We should have airbrush art. We should have an artist at the bout doing shirts.
Oh my god! Wait, I've never wanted anything more than this.
This needs to happen. Or someone out there needs to have an airbrush booth at RollerCon. Get on it, people.
Yeah, how? Why don't
I'm
they?
surprised. I know they have someone like bejeweling hats, so I don't know why there's no airbrush t-shirt person.
At Champs last year, I got a bum bag that says Hammy on it, and that was a
All
good day
right.
for me.
So I think Arden's got to set up a booth at RollerCon. I will work a
Yeah.
shift. I
Arden,
will
can
work a
you
shift.
airbrush? Are you capable of airbrush? I don't know
I
if that's
bet
in your
if
wealth.
they don't already, like tomorrow they'll be like, "All right, well, what do you
I
need?"
tried it, and now I'm an expert at it.
Yeah, crafty people are
They're a
like they
different
just
breed.
yeah, they're just like, "Oh yeah, well,
They're the greatest.
I always wanted to try this, so now I have this I made this quilt, it's my first one."
I keep
I
staring at this
just
baby blanket I was supposed to make for my child's baby, who I started making it when I found out they were pregnant. The baby has been born and is now 8 months old, and I have done 3 rows of it.
But you still have time though, because right now that
There's
baby
no
doesn't
way I'm
need.
making this blanket. Like, let's be
You
honest
can
with
do it.
myself. I'm just staring at yarn.
I mean, that's.
By the time I finish this blanket, this baby is going to be 15 years old.
And then they'll have a great a little lap can for when they
Yeah,
study.
and they'll call me Auntie, which is the best part.
Auntie
They're
Ham.
currently on the raspberry blowing phase, which I'm very interested in. Like,
That's a
that's
good
such a
one.
cute phase of like, how do face work?
I
See,
have things. I make noise.
Arden
That's
knows a
fantastic.
lot of fair folk and people with weird skills, which makes sense.
Oh my gosh. A a fair within RollerCon. We just had just a little tiny medieval village
Like
in
a
the middle
Renaissance
of
fair in the middle of
yes,
RollerCon.
the RollerCon Ren Fair. Or we just if the hotel would have a Ren Fair at the same time as RollerCon,
You
it
mean
would be
as
the most
opposed to like
amazing.
an like a real estate conference?
I think one year there were those purse ladies, the MLM purse ladies.
Oh,
Then
the only year that I went, it was like a real estate conference, but like all middle
oh
aged, like not middle aged, like very not roller derby people, and
oh
we're
no,
like
we
walking
went. There were
around
some
naked.
MLM ladies, and they built like they were taking pictures with their downline, and they actually made a human pyramid, and they fell, and one lady fell real hard, and everyone's like, oh, they all like screamed, and she was fine, but like I was like, she gonna need some Epsom salts tonight. Like it was not a soft fall, but they also had like a raging party, and
See,
all of
that
the
sounds
derby
way
people were
more
like,
fun.
yeah. Then insurance. No, there was also like a woodworking conference one year. Yes.
Yeah,
And
no, it was
this,
literally like real estate agent, like not real estate agents,
oh,
like the like
no.
older people learning about their like weird real estate where they get the free trip to Vegas if they sit through the real estate conference. We
Oh,
were
yeah.
shocking to them.
No, there were cool stuff. Like there was a youth basketball conference at AAU one year. And then the best was at the tail end of RollerCon, the NCA, National Cheerleading Association, started their conference. And I peeked in and saw the most amazing cheerleading. It was like high school cheerleader Ham's fantasy. It was fantastic. So I skated all day, got to watch cheerleaders like sneaking in ballrooms and like peeking at the cheerleaders. They were amazing.
That's really
So yeah,
cool. I'm
was
really
super
impressed
excited.
by cheerleading.
I miss it a lot. I'm actually though glad I wasn't an elite cheerleader because those athletes can get pretty hurt. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I was not at like the upper echelons. Like I just kind of, someone stepped on me, I had a bruise, but like nothing, not some of the catastrophic things that can happen when things go wrong.
I mean, watching that cheer documentary, which was really big right before the pandemic, and
Oh, cheer.
we were obsessed with it because like it felt so much like roller derby, like this thing that you spend so much of your like blood, sweat, and tears doing, physically hurting your body and your
Yeah.
time and like moving places and like really adjusting your life for a thing that like there's no real monetary gain.
And
Like,
overly for the very few, if you have your bathing suit line or you are, become a famous cheer clinic leader or something like, yeah, only for very few can that be like a career.
yeah, like most of them, it's like either they go and do something else or they become like a coach
Yeah.
eventually. So it felt very much like roller derby to love something the way that you love it, to love in order to love it, because the gain is the community and the people and the feeling you get from doing it. But you're not gonna like. It does feel very anti-capitalist in a way, and like a really fun punk rock feeling where you're like, I'm not. What I'm gaining through this, none of it is monetary, and all of it is fabulous.
Absolutely. See how we brought everything right back to
I'm
roller derby?
so good at
We
this.
just, you know?
Not
I
as
mean,
good as
I
you
didn't-
are.
No, we are a masterful team.
We are such a good team.
Yeah, I think that it's especially because we do a sport that is so all encompassing and we spend a lot of time doing it, talking about it, thinking about it. I think it's great to go off topic. I think this is just like accumulation of all of the conversations that we would have had in passing in our practice space.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
I
and
think
just
so. I also think that like it's just nice to still exist in like a roller derby space.
absolutely, absolutely. I can't wait till our 50th show. It's going to be so much fun.
I can't believe we've done 24. I mean, I can believe we've done 24, but like I just remember when we are like, yeah, we'll do a show for a little while and see what happens. And
Yeah, just
cuz
see
like we're
what's
going to
going to go
start
on.
skating again, but I feel like the show might still live, you know?
Oh man.
Depends on timing.
No. I'll be like, hi, I'm live streaming from the basement of our
We could
practice
do
space.
such a good job live streaming from a crash pad somewhere.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
That'd be so fun. Live streaming from Lafrac Skating Center.
Live streaming from RollerCon.
Oh, could you imagine?
That would be so much fun.
That's not this summer, but next summer. We're no matter what, and no matter if we're skating or not, or what the world looks like, unless there's like a COVID outbreak.
Yeah.
Like,
And at least we'll like announce a game together. That would be a lot of fun.
yeah, we'll do roller derby somehow, and we'll go to RollerCon. If anything, just to party in Vegas, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, I had big plans to celebrate my 40th at RollerCon this past summer, so I am not yet 40. I'm just gonna turn 40 again and again until
You
until
get to celebrate it the way
RollerCon
that you want
happens.
to.
Exactly.
Well, I did
Like, I'll be
30
like,
in
there,
Vegas, so
yeah. I'll be like, there was a birthday, but I'm still 40. Forever 40.
so thank you everyone for being here and for having some fun with us tonight. We love you so much, and we're going to have a bunch, like we said before, we're going to have a bunch of really, really awesome shows coming up where we're going to have different committees come on. You'll get to see a lot of different people from the league that maybe you haven't seen before, a few that you have. You'll obviously see us, especially since both of
Right.
us are also on committees.
That's right.
But it's going to be a
And if
really
you have
fun series.
Sorry.
No.
I just wanted to add, like, if you have friends from other leagues who are working on committees, starting committees, like, tell them to check the show out. I think that it's really helpful to hear about what other leagues are doing in terms of their committee work.
Yeah.
An exchange of ideas is always welcome.
Yeah, we want to hear you hear different leagues in the chat. Tell us how you do it. How you doing?
Leagues in the chat. Show me where you're at right here. Sorry, that's my cheerleader ham.
I just jumped in like it was normal and fine. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining us today at the Ham and Hammy Show. I've been Hammy. Thank you to the amazing Ham.
Thank
And
you.
you have a nice night, everybody. Thanks for coming.